Yeah.
We're going to talk Cavs for a sec.
Okay.
Be honest with me. Did
Yes.
you watch the game yesterday? They played the
Tell you
Hornets.
something.
No. There's a reason why.
Not only did I watch the game,
Oh, you did?
I was No, of course I didn't
Okay.
watch the game. Are you kidding me?
I can't believe I'm saying
I shouldn't say that. I probably should. It is. I do have some bare responsibility in watching it, but when they play a terrible team, I'm not going to watch it.
For the sake of this, I'm glad you didn't watch it because
Yeah.
I want to show you Evan Mobley highlights from the first half, Bull. And I want you to tell me what you see from Evan Mobley in the first half last night against Charlotte. Steve, take this full and let's play it. Bull, give me some play-by-play on this Evan Mobley.
All right, Evan Mobley takes it to the free throw line, spins in the paint, and jams it home. Evan Mobley for 2. Mobley now, again with the right hand. Oh, nobody can handle the incredible stylings of Evan Mobley. Dean Wade, the Amish man himself, to Mobley. He drives the baseline, and he jams it home for 2. Here comes Mobley again in the paint. Turnaround jumper, the hook with the right hand. Oh, it's good for 2. And Evan Mobley is killing the Charlotte Hornets once again for 2.
4-2.
But what do you notice from Evan Mobley? These are all from the first half, by the way. And it's just a
Does Charlotte even have a center?
Ryan Kalkbrenner, a little bit. They're more of an undersized team. That's fair. But
I mean, he was taking the ball to the basket aggressively, obviously.
that's the best version of Evan Mobley.
Yeah. Well, he does that against scabby teams.
He finished the
doesn't he?
game with 16 points.
He didn't score. You just saw all his points. They were all in the first
Oh,
half.
that was it?
Did not score in the second half.
Finished the game with 16 points.
16 points. All.
Did he not
He
play?
had like 14
Well, the game
boards,
was a
though.
blowout, though.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Well, it was a blowout. Then they came back. Then before you know it, with
Everybody-
like 22
teams
seconds,
always come back.
When it was like 22 seconds left, it was like a 4-point, maybe 6-point
Yeah,
game. They almost blew it. Like,
And he didn't do anything in the second half. How much did he play?
He had 14 points in the first half.
0.
0 in the second half. He did have 14 rebounds last night.
Oh, that's good.
I will say, we have gone back and forth over Mobley's ceiling, what he can, what he can't do, what the Cavs have asked him to do, how they've put more responsibility offensively on his plate, then they've pulled it back, and they've done the whole circular, what can't he do? I still don't think Evan Mobley's where he needs to be at from a creation standpoint if he's starting from 25 feet from the basket and the Cavs are saying, go create something. When he catches, and you can play those highlights again, Steve, when he catches with the head of steam going downhill, it's by far the best version of Evan Mobley.
But we just don't get it. There's no consistency with that.
And that's what I'm trying to mentally.
I mean, look who's guarding him here. He's got a bunch of slappies guarding him, it looks like.
That was LaMelo.
That was
Ball.
LaMelo.
You have said
LaMelo's a slappy.
But we need the Cavs.
How tall is LaMelo?
6'7".
6'7".
6'7".
They got him on a switch. It's good offense. That's the whole point of switching. But, Bull, to my point, the Cavs need to find a way to generate more offense to where Mobley's catching the ball coming downhill and going downhill.
Of course
and already
they
in attack mode, which they don't do nearly enough of now. That's a criticism on how they've orchestrated the whole offensive system they've created.
So why is it that they're unable to do that, guys? Why is it that – is it Evan Mobley's fault? Is it his teammates' fault? Is it the coach's fault? Why is he so inconsistent? Obviously, some of it's his fault.
It's very evident. It's very evident. If you know basketball, there's what makes a good basketball player or offensive player is a few things. First and foremost, how tight is your handle? If you can't handle the ball, you can't.
There's a limit to how good you can be.
You can't get to where you want. You can't get to your points, right? You can't get to your spots. Second of all, do you have the quickness on the first step to threaten people that you can blow past somebody? If you can't blow past somebody, I'm closing out on you slow. And then the third is, well, okay, if you're going to close out on me slow, am I a knockdown shooter? Because if you close out hand down, man down, I'm knocking this down. He's shooting 31 from 3. So it puts you 31%. So it puts you in a position where my handle's not good enough to get where I need to go on the floor.
Right.
I can't threaten you with speed and agility to blow by you. And I don't make you pay if you close out
So
slow.
he doesn't have any of those three things.
So if you don't have those three traits, you're going to have very inconsistent games. Now, bad teams like the Hornets will switch on Evan Mobley and have LaMelo Ball on you. And, of course, that's barbecue chicken.
Is it his career high against the Charlotte Hornets?
Yeah.
Mike, is G right that he doesn't have any of those three things, and so thus he's always going to be inconsistent offensively?
I heard the handle part, and then I was answering a text from Steve Becker, so I missed part.
He doesn't.
I mean, Steve, you can't be texting Mike in the middle of the show.
The handle part's true.
The handle,
appropriate.
the handle, and then he's not in terms of a lightning quick twitch athlete. He's not a guy that can quick first step blow by you. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have that. So
that depends on the defender. The ideal with Mobley is at 6'11", 7 foot. He should be able to get past bigger defenders.
But I'm closing out on him reluctantly. I'm not going to be all up on him.
If he was a 3-point shot,
if he was knocking them threes down,
and then if he was knocking the threes down. So now if I'm guarding Evan Mobley, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make him put the ball on the court 3-4 times, and he does not have a really pet move. So now it's a bunch of dribble, spin back other way, dribble, cut back, spin back, pump fake. Nah, by that time I got help side, and I don't feel confident in you gonna knock that down. So you're going to have a lot of times where it's like, okay, if he's not hitting that jumper, he just doesn't. And by the way, when you talk about offense is about creativity a little bit. It's about how you paint pictures and how you the moves come naturally to you. And people who are natural scorers just have the ability to get buckets. Like
it's a good point. He is not a natural
he's not
scorer.
He's not a natural guy. If you put it like Jalen Brunson, he's
a
short.
bucket
He
getter.
gonna get where he gonna get to, and it don't matter on whoever. And I'm Kyrie. I'm gonna get to here. I'm gonna finish over here, up in there, over to my head. Those guys can. Some people is not
You talking about Kyrie.
talented, just gifted naturally players, right? Like if think about, and this is a bad comparison. Think about how creative Akeem Olajuwon was. Think about how the Dream used to give you, like, his Evan Mobley ceiling to me is a David Robinson type game.
No,
I mean, that's a pretty high ceiling.
Offensively.
I mean, that's a damn good offense.
I mean, David Robinson was really good, though.
David Robinson, like,
I don't think Evan Mobley's going to be
David Robinson developed.
Marcus Aldridge.
He developed that elbow. He developed, okay, I can give you something here or there. But it wasn't like David Robinson had the same package as an Olajuwon. Olajuwon can get it any way he wanted.
Olajuwon was.
It's different.
He was
If
unbelievable.
you're too young, you don't. Well, did you even see him play?
I know he bust Shaq.
Hey man, no.
The Dream Shake.
He was the man.
The best post footwork ever.
But I'll tell you, the most underrated big man of all time, in my opinion, even though he played in a big market, is Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing's
bum.
Patrick Ewing's 15
bum.
to 17 foot. So back then, it was in that era, 15 to 17 foot jumpers. I'm going back. Moses Malone, automatic. Patrick Ewing, 15 to 17. You let him shoot that on automatic. Karl Malone, you let him shoot that automatic. Like
Patrick Ewing in college, he was cold as ice.
Yeah, Patrick Ewing in college was the first dude people was trying to tank for.
Yeah,
they was trying to lose for Patrick Ewing.
Yeah,
he was that.
Teams were scared to play Georgetown in those days.
Yeah, they were great.
Those are fun teams. That's what the Big East was.
What are you talking about?
I just like messing with you.
I like Patrick Ewing. Even though he never played for a team I liked, I hated Georgetown because they were a rival of St. John's.
And you hated the Knicks.
I didn't hate the Knicks, but I wasn't a fan.
Hey, hold on.
What are we holding on about?
Hold on. Disrespectful.
What's disrespectful?
Let me just pull that back. Sorry, Admiral. I'm
the
sorry.
Admiral, you were downplaying his offensive game a little.
Admiral, disrespectful.
Yeah,
let me take that back.
Yep.
David Robinson. Let me just give you this word.
Man.
David Robinson came in as his last year was averaging Evan Mobley stats.
Is he the last person to record a quadruple double?
I don't know.
Think so. And we look it up.
David Robinson averaged 1 year 30 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very different offensive
30 and 10. Ooh.
Very different.
Mobley can't shine his shoes.
And he might not be David Robinson is probably a better defender than him.
David Robinson was awesome. He just got overshadowed a little bit because Tim Duncan came, and then Tim Duncan was even better.
Duncan's better.
And when they had the twin, oh boy,
they had the two of them together.
David Robinson was like a legit back to the basket, post up.
Yeah.
Did not move or kind of alleviate outside the paint.
But he was great. He was a great rebounder. He was a great defender.
I'm saying that I don't know if I love that comparison to how Mobley plays.
Maybe body type. Maybe he's
no, not Robinson was like a blow-up muscle suit.
Well, when you talk about
shoulders that were big
David Robinson would kick the living crap out of Evan Mobley. Even now, probably.
He'd kick the crap out of everyone in the NBA right now.
I don't know about LeBron, but
maybe.
Yeah.
Back to Mobley though. When he catches with a head of steam going downhill, and is able to, for whatever reason, some nights he can and some nights he doesn't, and some halves he does and some halves he doesn't. Last night being the perfect example. And he did score 1 point in the second half. I should apologize. He had 1 point in the second half.
That's a terrible job out of you.
See those 13 field goal attempts? 11 came in the first half.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And
That's
yes,
inexcusable.
Charlotte started to pack the paint more to kind of take that away and force the Cavs to shoot more threes in the second half. But that's the most frustrating part of the Evan Mobley experience right now. Is you still see it in spurts. And go back to the highlights, Steve, 389. Some of these moves, for a 7-footer, I don't care if he's going against someone 6'7", 6'2", whatever, to spin tight in a clogged paint like that and be able to finish, whether it's over LaMelo without a real shot blocker or not, like that's a real move. That's the advantage
I
the
hear you.
Cavs
It's
have.
also terrible defense, Mike. Come on.
That's actually not that bad a defense.
What does he
to
do?
me.
He just stood there. Let him run by him.
Run it back, Steve. Start from the
Spent
beginning.
off of him.
He spint off him, and Miles Bridges, who's an incredible vertical athlete standing under the paint.
No, not that play. This one. This one.
Yeah, he spins off him and dunks over a defender.
Well,
Once again, exposing the fact that he's not a ball knower. But that's the frustrating part of Mobley. We can see glimpses of this, and then it just completely disappears an entire second half where he's a zero
Ball knower. Wasn't one of-
non-factor.
That's crazy.
absolute
That's
nothing in the second half.
pause worthy.
Wasn't that one of the terms we said was being overused?
What did I say?
Ball knower.
Yeah. We go.
Well, I said you're not a ball knower.
I'm not a ball knower.
So
very
for
insulting,
this, hey, look, that's nice for a 7-footer,
Yeah.
but
I like to see him do that against 7.
that's it.
You
got to do that. You got to
Evan
do
Mobley-
that.
He went out
You got to
there
do
with
that.
the
You got to
mindset-
do that against Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, he
you got
went
to
out
do
there
that
with
against.
the mindset like I'm bigger than
Evan
everybody, so I'm
Mobley
gonna show it.
is what he is. He's not going to get better. We all know this at this point,
I agree.
right?
I'm not saying he is. I'm saying that's what's
He's
frustrating. is you see
regressed
these
from last
little-
year.
Trade him.
I don't think he's regressed. I think we expected more, and he's
Yeah.
basically copy and paste from last
Isn't he averaging less points per game?
Yes.
Trade him.
by like he was 18.5 last year, and he's
That's a
17.9
point a game
this
down.
year. Yeah,
That's
can't make
82 points a year.
if he could make free throws, which is inexcusable how his free throw percentage has dropped, he'd be averaging more points. He just is shooting 60% from the free throw
I mean
line, which is- it's literally inexcusable.
So his game has gone downhill a little bit.
I think it's a copy and paste, but whatever. It's not taking the step forward the Cavs
No.
needed.
His 3-ball went down, didn't it?
Sometimes
It's once again, it's about the same.
sometimes you are who you are. Like sometimes people got ceilings. That's why there's caps to certain people's games. Like you look at him, Ben Simmons. He was the best he was ever going to be in college. Sometimes you peak.
Somebody,
like
Colin
That's not the
Coward
best
said
he
he
ever
was
was.
better than LeBron.
I mean, Ben Simmons. If you
Colin
go back,
Coward's an
if you
idiot.
go back and look at Ben
Ben
Simmons,
Simmons made 2 All-NBA teams.
but Ben Simmons, what I'm saying is Ben Simmons in college was willing to shoot. He got to the league and was like, "No, I'm done with that shooting."
Not right away. Didn't that happen after a couple of years?
Yeah,
I mean, he was willing to go back and watch.
Anybody that anybody that thought he was going to be better than LeBron had to be. That has got to be the worst.
That was absurd.
The worst take of all time. There was no chance that was possible.
It's kind of revisionist history, but Ben Simmons was one of the best prospects that we've seen.
No, but LeBron was the best prospect.
I'm never comparing nobody to LeBron.
That was a ridiculous thing for him
That's
to say.
not-
Wemby and LeBron are in a class of their own in terms of prospects. Like one of one and one of one.
LeBron was better in high school than Ben Simmons has ever been.
I actually think
that might be true.
I actually think Durant is under because.
Yeah, because he's so hateable.
But Durant,
So he's underrated.
Durant is the most lethal. Like you can't stop nothing he want to do. If he's just making it, you're done.
I'm
know who
taking
else
Larry
was
Bird
like, You know
over
who else
him.
was like that? Carmelo Anthony.
But he didn't win anything.
Carmelo
Durant didn't win anything.
Carmelo got a deep
without
bag
Steph.
too. Carmelo got a deep bag offensively.
Who are you taking?
Paul Pierce said he was like
Larry
that.
Bird or Durant?
All time,
Yeah.
Larry Bird or Durant?
Yeah.
probably Larry.
Any day of the week.
Larry or
me.
Durant?
Who is more skilled?
I might take Durant. I ain't gonna lie. Well, I didn't see Larry play, so I can't
I see.
really.
Who's more skilled?
I would say Larry Bird.
No.
Durant's the most skilled scorer of
Of
all
all
time,
time.
but he's not the playmaker
That's a
or
lie. That's
rebounder
cap.
Larry was.
That's the biggest cap I've ever heard.
What's
in
the
my
biggest
life.
cap?
That Durant is the best skilled scorer of all time.
He is.
he is.
It's not.
he's
It's
not.
not.
How do you
it's not
determine
close.
that?
Kyrie Irving.
No.
No.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving
is the
per
best-
inch. Per inch is the
Pound
best
for
scoring.
pound, he's one of the best
He's
scorers.
the best ever.
But
Kyrie
per inch.
Irving.
Well, maybe not the best
literally-
ever, but one of the best.
Kev-
ever.
He's up there for
He's
sure.
a better finisher
Kev-
than Durant.
Kevin Durant-
He ain't a better shooter than Durant.
Kevin Durant is 7 feet and he rises up on anybody, you're not getting to it. You might as well stay in rarefied air. Nobody's getting to that.
I've watched Russell Westbrook block him multiple times.
If Durant,
he's never led a team to a championship, though.
No. For his career, we'll talk Guardians in 1 sec, but this is absurd.
Yeah,
so
thank
Durant's
you.
played. This is the 18th season.
Yeah.
Right. 18. He missed 1 year, so this is 17
plays.
plays.
He over 50% from the field.
He is 50%, 50.2% from the floor, 39% from three, and 89% from the free throw line.
Get out of here.
89%?
Over an 18-year career.
What you say he was for three?
39%. He's basically
he almost 50, 40, 90.
For his career over. He's the most
and he shoots
all-time great.
And he shoots mid-range jump. Kyrie can get to the rack.
Kyrie's number? That's ridiculous. That man 50, 40, 90.
And Kyrie can get to the rack and lay the ball up.
Kyrie 50, 40, 90?
No, I don't think so.
For his career, Kyrie is 47.4% from the field.
Which is amazing considering Durant is 7 feet.
Yeah, well,
to be 47.5% at whatever.
What's Kyrie, 6'2"?
Not even.
6'3".
Oh, he's 6'3"?
Mm-hmm.
But to have a career field goal percentage of 47% when you're 6'3",
that's ridiculous.
That's pretty amazing.
And with your wingspan, he got unlimited range.
What's his 3-pointer?
He's 39% from three as well,
Dang.
and 88%, 89% if you round up.
All right, so he's right. He's
right
pretty close.
But the cheat code is Durant is 7 foot with the wingspan of a pterodactyl.
And Durant,
I'm with G on this one.
Durant, it's hard to compare the players.
Kyrie don't
Durant's
have none
also
of that,
been
and
much
his
help.
numbers is comparable.
Yeah.
Kyrie's on the list of the all-time great scorers. I'm not debating
No doubt.
that. I just
But
think Durant
but he's been
is
injured a
number
lot.
But you taking Larry Bird over him?
Over Durant? Yeah.
In terms
I
of
would.
an overall player, yeah.
I would.
I
bet a lot of young people would not, but
I didn't. Like I said, I didn't see Larry, so I can't really.
I can't disrespect Bird, man. I can't do it. But Durant, I mean, he not taking no backseat to nobody. Like, if you want to talk about scorers, that's the thing about basketball. I'm not. You can say who you like. It's a preference thing. Like,
I think,
but he ain't taking a backseat
like
to nobody.
in this era, Kevin Durant's going to be better. If you played with the rules in the 80s, Larry Bird's going to be better. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I mean, listen,
they're two of the best small forwards in the history of the world.
Two of the best players. Two of the 20 best players in the history of the sport.
Two top 15 guys
Yeah.
ever.